Hi,
Hello,
welcome.
How you doing?
We're the Dockstaders. This is Nic. I'm Aimee.
Yes.
Welcome.
I was born in Mount Home, so I'm a native Idahoan.
I'm also native Idahoan from Boise, and I'm a local artist. I've got some work downtown Boise and a couple of various places. And what makes it home is where you're at, because your situation's going to follow you no matter what. The roof, whether it's a hotel or whether you were down at Interfaith Sanctuary, or home is what you're going to make it, and it's really your mindset. So it started with we lived in a little private kind of condo area, like duplexes that were fancy, and had the homeowners associations and such. And long story short, the owner came to us and said to please not talk to the property management company, but he wanted to sell the house and give us first dibs to buy. So we decided to go through the process and realized that credit wasn't quite in place for us to buy right away, and those don't happen overnight. I spent 5 years working for a bank and did mortgages, and so it's a process, and there's always different variables, and if you don't have patience, you're not gonna make it. But that being said, we let him know we weren't going to be able to purchase. Seeing as we're at the hotel, there was some other people kind of in similar situations, and granted, we'd heard from Jesse Tree and we knew Kristen was on our case and working on it, but it was going to take some time because we contacted Jesse Tree too late. Once the snowball started going, and all of a sudden, we just wish we would have called you guys sooner. Yeah. But what was great is we were still able to get this list, and the list was pretty lucrative, 4 pages long. Really broke down how many units apartments were, whether there's a fee to apply. And the idea was most of them would work with you if credit wasn't impeccable, which was the idea. Mm-hmm. And I started on this crazy mission, like a crazy woman. I'm staying at Motel 6 by the airport, and he's going to work every day. And I resigned from my job to make sure I can take care of Wendell and the dogs, because he can't let the dogs out, and go through that list. And I tell you, I come through that list, and I drove all over town with the little money that we had, and it saved us so much on application fees, things like that.
If it wasn't for her, because I had to work, we wouldn't be here right now. So she did all the work.
Everything's on the website, everything's there, but it's that not getting mad at any one person and being able to be objective and go, okay, this is a terrible situation. No amount of anxiety I have is actually going to change it. One of the places that we tried to rent from, it was showing that eviction, and Kristen had even emailed them, reached out to them. They still were saying we had an eviction, even with Kristen. I think it was really, in the big scheme of things, it was like how unfair we, poor us, how unfair we got put in this hard situation, and then the court accidentally makes a mistake, right? And it's like, well, we're gonna have to persevere. We're going to have to fix it, and we have tools now. Whereas before we were like nothing in our toolbox. And what's great too is we know that Jesse Tree's there, and we know the signs now and the little red flags to start watching for, whether it's finances or we're getting close on that lease agreement, that Jesse Tree is there. They're not going to hand pick a house for you. That doesn't work that way. But all the resources are there. It's a matter of picking them up, using them, and not giving up. And I don't think without Kristen and Jesse Tree, just what they stand for and their values like backing behind us, we would have had the strength to push on, because we felt like, hey, we're not by ourselves all of a sudden in this, you know, with the accidental court record,
Well, that and
you know,
just that personal
touch with Jesse.
personal, you know, one-on-one. You're just not going through a bunch of numbers or anything like that. You actually get to talk to someone, and they actually come talk to you and see what your situation is, and actually genuinely want to help.
And I think the main thing was just being heard. And then now I was able to decide to go back to work.
Yeah.
And I'm able to, I'm mentally well enough to now. And that's what I got back, was my peace of mind, my sanity.
So just by going through Jesse Tree and Catch and everything like that, I mean, everything has dramatically turned around.